Alrighty, welcome to a 4-on-4 team draft. Let's get going. What do we got here? All right. This is a pack. Let's break this down. So I'm passing to Billy the Kitty, who can draft anything. Billy's very good and does like blue control decks, but doesn't really discriminate. So it's not like I'm passing to Sandy Dog here, but I am going to make a nice Sandy Dog impression because I'm going to take Fury or Parallax Wave. I think I'm going to take Fury. I do like them both. They're very good. Fury is a free spell. Parallax Wave wins most of the games it gets cast. So what happens? If I take Fury, Billy takes Parallax Wave, and if I take Parallax Wave, Billy takes Fury. The problem is if I take Wave, Billy takes Fury, and then Slacks takes Bolt. That's not ideal. If I take Fury, then Billy takes Wave, and then Slacks takes Bolt or maybe Time Spiral. I don't know. I'm going to take the Fury, though, and see where this goes. Well, I'll probably just take a Johnny after. I think a Johnny is just incredibly good. A Johnny is one of the cards that has most impressed me from any of the recent sets. And, I mean, I guess it's an MH3, so, like, that's just going to have a super powerful set of cards. Malevolent Rumble, also fantastic. But I just don't think Bonehorde, Draxor, or Chandra are that good. I could definitely see you taking Flooded Strand. I guess I'm passing 3 white cards. I just also like a Johnny in red-white. And Fury is actually kind of a nice little combo. You can ping the cat if you want to flip a Johnny. That said, Flooded Strand's also really good. I'm actually going to take Flooded Strand. If Luminarch wasn't in the pack, I could see taking a Johnny, but those cards are both pretty good. Now there's a Lurrus. It's also a Jacked Rabbit. This card's really good. Don't sleep on that one. I wish I'd just gone Parallax Wave into a Johnny into like Jacked Rabbit, but I could take Lurrus here. I'm getting past two by Schlurpus, and I don't know who that is, and Quiniac. It's possible that I could still just draft a Lurrus deck from here. Yeah, I mean, Fury is not the end of the world. All right. I wish I'd taken the Ajani now. See? I would rather have a Johnny into Lurrus than Flooded Strand into Lurrus. Not that Flooded Strand is bad. It's really, really good. But a Johnny Lurrus is nice. Not only does Lurrus bring back a Johnny, Lurrus is a cat. If they kill the Lurrus, the Ajani flips. Really cool. Otherwise, I don't really think there's much justification for other stuff out of this pack. Now I'm going to take Felia. All right, well, the Fury pick led me astray a little bit. Oh, man, there's a Skull Clamp too. Hold on. It's not Vamp. It's not Grist. It's not Catch a Triumph. None of those things. It's Felia versus Skull Clamp. Felia is really good. It's a little worse in a Lurrus deck because you don't get to put some of the cards into Flicker. Maybe I just take Clamp here. Clamp is awesome. All right, I'll take Clamp and try to draft a Clamp Lurrus deck. That's an engine I can get behind. All right, and now there's a staff to go with this Skull Clamp and Lurrus. All right. I don't want to hear about the Ajani. Flooded Strand versus Ajani is a close pick. I wish I had taken the Ajani, but that's because Skull Clamp Ajani is also one of the best combos. So obviously it would have been nice to have that. I don't mind the Fury Parallax Wave pick, but the Ajani pick did not work out well. All right, in this pack, this is the first pack without like anything awesome in it. There's like a Frantic Search. Could be a Breach deck if I got all the rest of the pieces. There's not that many good cards. There's Portal to Phyrexia, which I don't mind passing. Kumano faces Kakazan. Spire Bluff Canal's decent if I end up in like Jeskai, which could happen. All right, I'll just take the Spire Bluff Canal. I just don't think most of the cards here are cards I'd be that interested in playing in my deck. And here there's Figure of Destiny, which is really good in a Lurrus deck and good with Clamp. Passing a mediocre Reanimate spell, I'm okay with that. I also do want to try to cut white. I passed Parallax Wave and then that pack with like a Johnny and Luminarch and then Felia. But if I can cut white from here on out and in pack 3 where I wouldn't have taken like Flooded Strand or Fury over white cards, then I think that could be pretty good too. Well, here I'm going to pass 2 white 4-drops and probably just take Galvanic Discharge. Could easily be a little bit of Boros here, and I don't think Stern Scolding is something I'm really going to miss. I'm not going to miss not having it. Like, Stern Scolding is just fine. And then here, easy Scrubland. It makes Flooded Strand into black, and in a Lurrus deck, I am going to want some other colors. That is passing a late Oust. Maybe I just take Oust, actually. Hold on. God, I love Scrubland in Lurrus decks. It's one of the better duels to take for sure. I'm going to try to, I actually am going to try to cut white a little harder though. Then this pack, I could take Iteration. I have the Spire Bluff and a Flooded Strand and a Galvanic Discharge. That doesn't sound crazy. It's a good card advantage card in a Lurrus deck. There's also Exhume and Blood Tithe. I'm pretty far away from wanting to play those, and I don't really want Bone Horde. All right, this pack, I'm not taking a card that fits with Lurrus, which is fine. I'm allowed to do that. I think I'll take Oliphant, because maybe I could end up with Oliphant Fury, and I don't mind passing some black cards. Here I'll take Embrace Shieldbreaker. I think that'll fit nicely. Pass a late Grist. All right, I feel pretty good about how this went. I would definitely trade Flooded Strand for a Johnny, though Flooded Strand could be good if I end up in Jeskai, and had I taken a Wave, we would just have gone down a different path when it came to the Lurrus pick, of course. Here, I guess, do I take Overgrown Tomb or Shadow Spear? Overgrown Tomb's pretty far away. I think I'll take Shadow Spear, because if I pick up Urza's Saga, who knows? I'll take a Bazaar, why not? All right, going into pack 2 here. I can't really take Tinker, but I'm passing it the opposite way that Portal went, which is nice. Flage doesn't fit with Lurrus, and I mean, Flage is good, but Lurrus is also really good still. And I think I'll just take Containment Priest. That card's awesome. I actually am less sad than you might think taking a Containment Priest that early. All right, so Schlurpus passed a late Life Death and a Crabomination Wield, so I guess I'm a little less scared of passing Archon. I think I'm just going to take Currency Converter. It's pretty great with, Staff. It makes tokens. You can, if I get anything that discards, it works well. It's also just kind of good with like Lurrus type decks. I don't know. Currency Converter is a pretty sweet card. There's a third path Iconoclast, but that actually has a decent chance of wheeling. This pack has some cards in it, and I think I'd rather just take the Converter here. All right, and here, pretty easy Reprieve. It's just the best card in the pack, and there's not much else that I'd even be that interested in. I guess I would actually be somewhat interested in Tamiyo. It is a really good card, but I've just got this Iteration, which I might play if I get enough white sources. Or blue sources rather. I'm not locked into playing blue. Here, there's a No More Lies, which is similar. I'm not taking the boots with the spurs. There's a Intrepid Adversary. I might just take Celestial Colonnade. I love this card, first of all, just straight up. And in Lurrus decks, I like having some good ways to sink mana into, and I might be playing blue. All right, if I'm lucky, Intrepid Adversary comes back, but I'm not worried if it doesn't. Here, I think I might take Thalia. I've got some spells, but they're cheap ones, and you can clamp Thalia. I just don't want to take Teferi because of Lurrus. There's also Robber, but right now I don't have tons of red cards, so I'd rather just take Thalia. Also, it being clampable is like a real advantage. A late Thalia, I mean, not super late, pick 5. I don't know. I haven't gotten the sense that Billy's necessarily playing white, and if not, like certainly not white weenie. Maybe he took the Parallax Wave anyway, because of getting a Reprieve into Thalia, I mean, we will see. Oh, punishment for not taking the Scrubland, but Lingering Souls still pretty excellent. Lingering Souls is just great in a Skull Clamp deck, and I'll be able to pick up a white source. Or black source. I just think passing Oust was just not acceptable. Oh, Volcanic Island. Yeah, I'll take that. There's also a Lorien Revealed, but I think I'd need the blue-red land more here. Just this makes it so much more likely I can play some of those off-color cards. And here, I'm not really playing any of these cards. I guess the card I'd rather hate the most is Imperial Seal. I don't know. Oh, Dragon's Rage Channeler. This looks like a pretty sick Dragon's Rage Channeler deck. Okay, Jeskai Lurrus. That's sweet. I haven't drafted a whole lot of Jeskai Lurrus. Usually Lurrus decks have black, and it's kind of looking like I won't. Maybe I'll flashback Lingering Souls, but that's it. Ooh, and Third Path came back, and I've got kind of a lot of spells to go with it. Third Path powering up Staff of the Storyteller. We're kind of cooking here. Scrapwork Mud? No. Mud is okay, but I'm kind of interested in Concealed Courtyard, or just for Lingering Souls. On the other hand, though, Scrapwork Mud is nice with Currency Converter. All right, I'll take the Mud, and with Lingering Souls, it's got some action. Plus another artifact to make Dragon's Rage Channeler get Delirium more often. That seems cool. I like the way this deck's looking. This is a really nice Lurrus deck to open like an Ancestral or Time Walk, you see. Unlike all the other Lurrus decks. Here, there's a Sensei's Top, an Endotha Triome, Lava Spur Boots. I already have a random equipment to get if I get Urza Saga. Do I want Endotha Triome? I'll take the top. I feel like Sensei's Top actually could make the cut here. Oh, I actually would play Mind Collapse at this point. I'll pass a late Seed Shark. Oh, Ballista for free? Sure, we take ballistas. Okay. This actually could be an Academy Lurrus deck if I got an Academy. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cheap artifacts, and I could pick up more. I could play Shadow Spear. That would be interesting. Then a last pick, Eternal Witness. All right. Going into pack 3, I could use a red-white land pretty badly. I mean, Flooded Strand is red-white in the sense that I can get a Plains or a Volcanic, so that does help. But I could use an actual red-white land to fetch pretty badly, and obviously a little power would never hurt. Well, no power, but a Bloodstained Mire, and maybe if this Godless Shrine wheels, that would be sick. Just one black-white land would be enough for the Lingering Souls. I already even have Currency Converter if I need it, plus a second fetch for the top, and just fetch lands are so good. All right, this is a pack. There's a Scalding Tarn, a Memory Lapse, a Steam Vents, and a Hallowed Fountain. Passing a Pyroglyph, unfortunately. I mean, I really do like Memory Lapse. Obviously, a fetch land is just kind of the nuts. This deck looks like it could use a Memory Lapse more than another land. And I don't think it's, well, I mean, the Tarn's not going to wheel, and I don't think Steam Vents or Hallowed Fountain basically ever wheel, so I'm not getting a land back here. I think Memory Lapse is just too important. Just the first counter spell is worth a lot. There's a Brain Freeze. I almost took that Frantic Search. I could just snipe Brain Freeze. What else am I going to take here? Prismatic Ending? I mean, Prismatic Ending would be okay, but if I got a Breach, this Brain Freeze would be awesome. How much do I care about passing up a Prismatic Ending? I don't really want to. I'm just going to take Prismatic Ending. This would be the one time in history that my opponents would pass me Brain Freeze Breach. I bet it's going to happen too. And then here, ooh, we have Stoneforge to go get Skull Clamp. And I even have that Shadow Spear if I really want. I also do want Savine's Reclamation, but that card's not contested. I'm just going to take Stoneforge. Stoneforge is great. And if I can get like a Glimmer Lens as a second piece of equipment, that would be nice too. But this is such a good Skull Clamp deck, even without that Ajani, that I don't mind doing this. And I think Savine's Reclamation has to be somewhat likely to wheel. Here, there's a Pyrokinesis, but I've got to just take Mishra's Bauble. There's also Soul Guide Lantern, but Bauble Lurrus is so sick. And Bauble plus like Third Path Iconoclast. Bauble plus Thalia? Okay, that's not a great combo. But Bauble plus Third Path is also pretty great. I just think Bauble is, of course, excellent in a Lurrus deck. Oh boy, there's a Lotus Petal and a Chain Lightning here. I like them both. Lotus Petal is also pretty nice with Lurrus. It's no Lotus, but I kind of want Chain Lightning. Let's see, I'm at 17. If I cut Lurrus, I'm at 18 lands right now. I mean, I'm going to get more playables. I guess I have Galvanic Discharge, Oust. Yeah, all right, I'll take Lotus Petal. I have a lot of mana, or sorry, 1 mana kill spells. I don't think another one is going to be as good as just taking a Petal, which also I think could help opponents. Oh, there's a K Command. I really like K Command in this style of deck. There's also a Reckless Pyro Surfer. Can I be Pyro Surfing? I've got a couple fetch lands. I have tokens from Lingering Souls. So, and I guess Third Path. On the other hand, K Command, I kind of want to play a black source for this Lingering Souls anyway. And I have 2 fetches. I'll just take the K Command. It's such a better card too. And then here, there's a Sunfall versus an Abrade. I mean, Abrade is just a pretty great card. I think that this deck could use Abrade. I would really like to pick up a duel. I didn't see a single red-white duel, at least not at a time where I was in the market for it. Luckily, these fetches are pretty good. Mire is going to be a Grixis fetch, and Flooded Strand is going to be a Jeskai fetch. That should be okay. If I wheel that Godless Shrine, it's going to be amazing. So it makes Bloodstained Mire into white. Oh, there we go. And it makes Flooded Strand into black. And now this K Command and this the Lingering Souls look so much better. There's also a Tide Hollow Sculler, which I do like, and a Seachrome Coast. Clearly much worse than Godless Shrine, given how much it fixes the fetches. But Sculler, I don't think without the Godless Shrine it's even functional anyway. So this is perfect. And now I'm pretty well set up. I think I just take Grim Monolith that I'm not going to play because I don't need Stomping Ground for anything. And it's just the best card in the pack. And then here, I don't care about hating any of these, so I'll take the Grim. which I'm probably not going to main deck. Right now, this is 14 lands, so I need to cut up a couple cards. Bitter Reunion's actually kind of a nice combo with Lurrus, but I think maybe Talisman might be more my speed. I don't think I want to play Bitter Reunion. Probably won't main deck the Mind Collapse. I guess I'll hate the channel. Sure, I don't know. Oh, Hazel's Brewmaster plus Devoted Druid in back-to-back packs. Gives you infinite green mana. All right, my mana... Oh, Sorin's not a 0, but I don't think it's going to be good in this deck. My mana ended up actually being okay. If I had one red-white land, it'd be great, but 2 fetches that get all my colors is already just such a good start. All right, let's go build this. All right, so I think we can not start the Mind Collapse. I hate sacking lands in Lurrus decks anyway. I'm not starting Imperial Seal. So it's a Lurrus deck, and Shadow Spear I could get with Stoneforge, which I might side it in. There's like playing against mono red or something, you definitely want it, but for the most part, it's not that interesting. So got to cut a couple cards here. What do we cut? I mean, I guess I could cut the Talisman. Probably don't want that ultimately. I don't really have a big artifact payoff. I could also sideboard Thalia. Like, I think Thalia is a good card, but in Grim as well. I think sideboarding it is fine. 17 lands plus Lotus Petal seems fine for a Lurrus deck. And I probably want 1 swamp. It's either 1 or 0. Right now I have Mire, Strand, Godless Shrine, Petal. So I have 4 black sources plus Currency Converter. That's probably enough for K command. Let's see, how many red... I don't have that many red cards. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red. It's not bad. And probably like 2 islands is probably enough. Because I just have Iteration, Iconoclast, Memory Lapse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blue plus that. And then the rest would be plains. I mean, honestly, I might have more plains than I even need here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 white plus Petal. All right. Very solid deck. Not amazing. I've got a lot of artifact removal, which I think is okay. And I have 8 creatures, but I also have like Staff of the Storyteller and Lingering Souls as additional creatures, plus Currency Converter. Yeah. This looks solid. I could see maybe cutting a land, but I don't know. I have a Colonnade. I have Skull Clamp, Currency Converter. Feels like I have some good stuff. I have Sensei's Top, which isn't amazing here, but it's kind of nice with Third Path Iconoclast, and I have a couple fetch lands. I could cut, maybe I just cut Sensei's Top actually, just play Grim Lavamancer. I don't have a way to use my graveyard, besides like Lurrus, of course, but like for things like fetch lands in my graveyard, I guess all they do is make my Dragon's Rage channeler bigger. That's fine. I like Grim Lavamancer, and it's clampable. All right, let's do it. All right, Slacks asked for help with his deck, and Slacks rarely does, so he's got a brew going. All right, so this is 16 lands right now. The Chrome Mox, he's got Crucible, Uro, Risen Reef, Nadu, Greaves. Oh yeah, Ramanop. No Strip Mine, but a Fabled Passage, a Verdant, and some sack lands. So he's got an infinite combo here. Sylvan Safekeeper, Ramanop, Crucible. Well, infinite insofar as you take 1 damage every time, but you get to loop your lands. Yeah, I'm actually good with cutting Chrome Mox. He mentioned that. And he wants to play Gush. Oh, man, I hate Gush without a Tropical Island, unfortunately. Jace Wielder Mysteries, Displacer Kitten. Yeah, this deck can do some things. Portal, Eureka, Outland Liberator, Nissa. I kind of like Nissa, so I think I might recommend you add Nissa. I think Jace Wielder Mysteries is actually a pretty reasonable way to win with Nadu going hard. But I think you want Nissa and Gush, maybe? No Gush, but still cut the Chrome Mox. All right. Let's see what else my teammates have brewed up. Meanwhile, Sandy's dog is on Mox Ruby Red White. All right. No Parallax Wave, though that one didn't make it through. Solid Red White deck, looks like. And Quinn's on Time Walk 5 color with a bunch of lands. I took all the fetches, though. Palantir, Oko, Teferi, Omnath. Yeah, all right. This deck looks solid, and Time Walk is pretty great. All right, let's see how this goes. Just pondering this deck with Detectives Phoenix, and he's got some action going. I like this kind of soup deck, but I really like this Lurrus deck here. I hope this does well. Obviously no Moxes or anything like that. Makes it a little tougher, but I feel like this deck's got some good outs. All right, let's reveal Lurrus here. Time for round 1. Okay. This is an interesting hand. I don't even know that I want to Lotus Petal out the Stoneforge on turn 1. I kind of think... Well, let's see. Maybe it's okay, because if I use 2 mana on turn 1, I can then use 2 mana on turn 2. I guess we'll see what we're playing against. Mox Sapphire and a 41 card deck. All right. I typically play 40 cards when I have Moxes in my deck, but you know, you do you. Okay, Mox Tameo. I don't like that too much. Definitely can't memory lapse. So if I go turn 1 Stoneforge, yeah, I think that's fine. I don't actually even need to play the plains here. Let's do it. Stoneforge, off pedal, and hopefully this resolves and I don't get discarded here. Get Skull Clamp and pass the turn. And if Tank's going to spend mana on Tameo, I'll spend mana on Skull Clamp, I guess. So we'll see how that goes. No blocks. No land? Oh no, Talisman into land, I'm sure. Oh, Talisman no land. That's interesting too. Still don't need to play this white mana, actually. I think I'll play Scrapwork Mutt and discard a Plains. I wanted to leave Iteration mana up. Yes, discard Plains. Send for 1. All right. And now Tank's going to be able to crack clues and do all that, so we'll get to draw some cards and probably hit a land drop this turn, most likely. But then next turn I can play Clamp, leave up Memory Lapse. Something like that seems like the play. Clue go? No, not that lucky. All right. Cracking the clues. Flipping Tameo is interesting. Okay. Now I draw the oust. Cool. Let's go Skull Clamp. Hit Tameo for 1. And I think just pass the turn up with Memory Lapse. And it looks like I'm going to use Stoneforge, though the joke is it can attack into Tameo anyway. All right. And maybe I can Memory Lapse something? If I can land a Memory Lapse on like a 4-mana sorcery and Tank doesn't have a land, I think that I'm in really good shape, because then I get to clamp the Mutt. Though, word of warning, if you unearth Scrapwork Mutt, do not Skull Clamp it, because the unearth will say it just gets exiled, so you don't draw the cards. So it's not quite that good. Oh, paying life on Blood Crypt. Okay. Well, it's a 5-drop. Through the Breach. Well, I don't like seeing that. Let's get Plains. Let's Memory Lapse it, and I guess what I would like... Oh, I should have gotten Godless Shrine, maybe, now that I think about it. I guess what I would like to find here would be... a way to kill one of those artifacts. Tank presumably doesn't have another mana in hand. All right, let's Skull Clamp the Scrapwork Mutt, draw 2 cards. A Braid. All right, so let's go destroy target artifact. I think I kill the Talisman. It also, if I draw Prismatic Ending, I can kill the Mox on the cheap. Colonnade and pass. And Tank missed a land drop and then didn't draw a card this turn, so it's definitely possible not to have another land. No guarantee or anything, but all right, that does seem to be the case. Tapping all the blue mana, that's interesting too. Okay, well, I don't have that again, but I could Iteration. I could also go Staff of the Storyteller, make a token, and Skull Clamp the token. Then I'm going to play Dragon's Rage Channeler afterwards, is my plan here. Bauble. Well, if I'm going to play the Dragon's Rage Channeler, I should play the Bauble afterwards. And then, I mean, my deck's drawing a lot of cards. Skull Clamp is kind of nice with that. Let's see. I get to Surveil. Oh. So close. 1 mana short. Yeah. I mean, I think I still do leave it on top, but that's annoying. And I think I'm actually, funnily enough, going to clamp the Dragon's Rage and pass the turn. I don't think it, I mean, attack must 2 and 4 doesn't do anything. All right. Let's see how this goes. Gonna get through the Breached, but I don't know what it's gonna be. I mean, there's things I can maybe beat, and there's things I probably can't beat. Drew a forest this turn, okay. Yeah, tank is on 5-color combo, it looks like. Yep, there's Through the Breach. What do we got? Hopefully not Emrakul. Archon, all right. I'll sacrifice Dragon's Rage Channeler and discard probably an Oust. I'll draw 2 cards. Yeah, I mean, this isn't like an ideal scenario, but it could definitely be worse. I go to 7 here, and then I'm going to end of turn sack Bauble. This is on 8, but I can just Prismatic Ending the Tamiyo. That's going to be my plan, in fact. And Archon dies. All right. I mean, I'm still drawing more cards. Oh, let's get Third Path out. So let's go blue, red, Third Path. Prismatic Ending Tamiyo, pay a white. It's got to just cost 1, right? And make a token, which pumps the Staff of the Storyteller. Prismatic Ending that Tamiyo. And now, what do I want to do? I think Skull Clamping the Soldier token sounds pretty good. Using Skull Clamp while it's still around is nice. And then play a land. I could leave up Galvanic Discharge at instant speed. I don't think I need to do that. Let's just play Figure. And the reason I want to not leave it up is I want to use Staff of the Storyteller. And I haven't even tapped into my Lurrus yet. Just no real need to. Tank has a lot of cards in hand. I definitely could lose this really easily. I mean, a Shallow Grave or an Emrakul animated or any reanimation would be pretty bad. But I don't know. I'm doing what I can. Okay. Blue-green, huh? Oh, this is the Pentad Prism. Yep. Got a Pentad Prism. I'm definitely siding in Thalia here. What else do I want to side in besides Thalia? Don't want Bazaar or Shadow Spear or Mind Collapse. I don't even know why I mentioned Bazaar, to be honest. There's just no way. What is this, like a Crabomination? Oh, Time Spiral. Okay. I guess I wish I had left more mana up. I could have played Reprieve, but this looks okay. I mean, if we get breached immediately, then yeah, definitely lose. But if not, I get to play a bunch of stuff next turn. I wish I had a hard counter. I just have Reprieve and Memory Lapse, so I don't really have a way to finally answer anything. All right, here, Consider. All right, that's a start I don't mind. Milling a Talisman. Lots of talismans. Well, I guess that's the one we blew up earlier. Oh, I don't like Seething Song. Did we consider, mill, and then hit? It looks like... or Tank had it all already and was just considering first just to look. But I don't know what it is either. Oh. What did we snap? Are we snapping the Seething Song? Is this like an Elemental Eruption or something? I can't really think of why else you would do that. Wow. Elemental Eruption. I haven't seen that card get cast in a while. Yeah, I would just lose to that. 6 dragons? Sure. Alright. Do I have anything that stops that? Because I didn't take that Sunfall. Well, I guess Thalia is going to be my answer to that. I'm just going to draw Staff of the Storyteller and then auto yield, draw for my turn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 flyers. Yeah, all right, fair enough. All right. Well, besides Thalia, I definitely don't want Mind Collapse. Galvanic Discharge kills Tamio, so I'm gonna keep that. I definitely want like a Braid and all that stuff. Containment Priest looks awesome. Lingering Souls, no, Ballista's probably the worst, yeah. All right, let's get in there. And battle. I'm on the play now. Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep this hand. It's got Figure into Mutt. I have Galvanic Discharge for Tamio, and Memory Lapse is one of my better cards, so I think this hand's keepable. Obviously, if I don't draw a white source or a blue source or what have you, I could end up in a bit of trouble. Turn 1 Tamio. All right. Well, there's the white source. Let's Galvanic Discharge the Tamio. And make Figure a 2/2 and smash. I mean, honestly, I might just make Figure a 4/4 next turn. Given the way this is curving out. Is this going to be a Talisman is my guess? Yeah. Okay. Oh, into a Soul Guide Lantern. Yeah, that's a fine card against Lurrus decks in general. Doesn't bother me too much here. I actually want to play the white mana. And then we'll make this a 4/4. This is just a really fast clock. I mean, tank's at 12 already. And now if I can find a blue source, then I think I'll be good. Oh, Cracking Soul Guide to draw a card. I like that. That's a start. Okay, that is a blue source. Interesting. Let's go Staff. Into Spire Bluff Canal, into attack. All right, it's a sweat here. Hopefully don't get breached this turn. If not, I think I'm gonna win. But tank's slamming, yeah. Yeah. Let's draw Sack Spirit, discard. I guess Scrapwork Mutt. All right. Yeah, Spiral Bluff got me good. Needed that a turn sooner. Because if I'd been able to Memory Lapse there, I mean, I might have still, like, I could still easily lose, but this is going to be a lot harder now. Into Probe, sure. Land. I think I'm just going to put Lurrus into hand here and pass the turn, leaving up Memory Lapse. They know about Memory Lapse, but it doesn't mean you can do that much. And then next turn, I get to play Lurrus, probably Lurrus Dragon's Rage Bauble or something. I don't know. And I'm also fine if Tank doesn't play anything into the Memory Lapse. That works for me too. Because I'm happy to play Lurrus here. A land would have been nice, but just go Lurrus, Bauble, pass the turn. I don't need to crack Bauble yet. Against discard or time spirals, it's not a good idea to do so. Really hope Tank doesn't have anything too good end of turn. Oh. I can Memory Lapse the Shallow Grave, then I just get Shallow Graved again. Let me see if I'm drawing anything on my turn. That does anything. Nope. All right. GG's. Alrighty, time for round 2. I did put Billy the Kitty into red-white aggro, so that part is good. I don't like that I still have to play against Parallax Wave, but in terms of drafting, I managed to basically go the same colors as the person I'm passing to, which is kind of your ideal scenario. I'm going to lead on Dragon's Rage and just go Converter on 2 and get a Surveil. Yeah, or not. Or not. All right. And draw. I guess I'll still play Converter and play Colonnade. I could actually cast K-Command now. That Flooded Strand gets Godless Shrine, so I might be able to kill a turn 2 play. And I guess probably just get back Dragon's Rage Channeler. That seems pretty decent. All right. No. New plays, huh? Interesting. Oh, Staff of the Storyteller. I like that. I think I'm going to wait a turn. I think Billy is going to play an instant speed creature, and I can still use mana on currency converter, so it's not like I completely miss out. Yeah, thought it might be the case. Felia was even the one I was thinking of. And let's go. Get back Dragon's Rage Channeler. Deal 2 damage to Felia. All right. That worked out nicely. K-Command's nice. I picked up a little 2-for-1. That's basically all it always does, right? But getting to cast it on turn 3 to kill a Felia and get back a Dragon's Rage is a pretty good use of it. Library. Too late. If that had shown up earlier, it would have been a lot harder. All right, what do you got here? Jacked Rabbit as a 2/3. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. Can I draw one of my removal spells? I have a lot of cheap removal here. Let's go Channeler. Play Staff. Top card is Petal. I don't want that. And land. Say go. Unfortunately, that is going to attack and make 2 1/1s. It doesn't mean the game ends. Oh, is this a Bombardiers? Oh, Lelia. All right, let's see how this goes. I've got some good removal. If I find it, I could be in an okay spot. Not a land, hopefully. Ghostfire Slice. Okay, that's not castable. Make 2 idiots. I don't have any blocks, so I'll take it. And Billy didn't have a land. All right, let's draw. Breath Shieldbreaker is really not it. Ballista, interesting. Ballista gives Dragon Rage Channeler Delirium at instant speed. Can play Ballista for 2. Or I could play Ballista for 1. I think playing Ballista for 2 is going to be better. It's not the most efficient. I wish that I had a target for Embereth Shieldbreaker, but I think it's still going to be good here. And pass the turn. And I feel like not drawing any of the 1-mana removal like Oust or Galvanic Iteration has put me at a bit of a disadvantage against basically 2 3-drops in a row that are both pretty powerful. I mean, this got cast for 3 mana, so unchecked 3-drops, not really a good way to go about things, but I mean, the first couple turns were good. I guess Chain Lightning into Felia into Jackrabbit into Layla is a pretty good curve. Well, let's see if I can do some work here. All right, hit Voldaran Epic here. Okay, it's not too bad. 2 more 1/1s, and I'm just gonna go block. So Dragon's Rage on Jacked Rabbit and Ballista on Lelia. Billy has something here. Well, if that's the case, that's the case. I can't do anything about that. Kill the 2 attacking tokens. Now the Dragon's Rage is a 3/3. It's probably going to get killed here, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh, it was a lightning bolt. It wasn't even like a path or anything. All right. Well, if I draw a way to kill one of those 2, at least maybe I'm somewhat doing something. Not really. Let's see here. Could use the blood token. Yeah, I guess Billy's using the blood token to try to hit a land drop, maybe discarding something. It's a retrofitter. Interesting. Draw. Grim Lavamancer is really not going to do it. I can put Lurrus into hand. I think I'm just going to draw with currency converter. And then pack it up. All right. Don't want Thalia. Do want Mind Collapse. I think Memory Lapse is okay. Containment Priest, not great against Felia. I don't really want Shadow Spear. All right. I am in for this. All right. Time for game 2. I would like to play first. And, okay, I do like this hand. I'm going to play turn 1 Skull Clamp. Turn 2, I could just hardcast Embereth Shieldbreaker, but against removal spells, I'm kind of tempted to just wait till I can play this and clamp it. Also, against a Retrofitter Foundry, it'd be kind of nice if I could hold on to this for a little bit, but I can't mull this hand. I mean, if I draw a black source, I've got K Command, blue source, I've got Lapse, and I have Discharge, Shieldbreaker, and Skull Clamp already. Like that's a pretty solid start. Okay, let's go Mountain into Skull Clamp here. Billy mulled to 6. Ooh, means that the Eternal Library is less fearsome, though Eternal Library is still pretty good. All right, that is not a library, it's a Voldaran Epicure. I think I'm just going to destroy the Blood Token because I want to cast the Embereth Shieldbreaker next turn anyway, now that I've drawn a Plains especially. It does give Billy the preview that I'm going to try to play and clamp Shieldbreaker, but I don't know. I don't know what I can do about that. I guess what I'm going to do is, assuming Billy doesn't tap mana this turn, probably play and try to clamp Shieldbreaker, and then if it dies, I'll get Lurrus back, I guess. Oh, Jacked Rabbit. That I'm going to have to take out, I think. Oh, Oust. This is so mana inefficient anyway. Maybe actually, I'm actually going to let Billy make 1/1/1. I think I can afford that. Lurrus decks just use their mana so nicely, and this lets me clamp my Shieldbreaker while the coast is clear. Next turn I can go Oust and K Command, which is pretty good. Kill some 1/1s if I need to. What I'm probably going to do is like K Command the Jacked Rabbit and get back Shieldbreaker. Could also do some ousting. I didn't really want to oust the Jacked Rabbit because the next time it gets cast at a much higher rate. Oh, Lotus Petal actually is pretty good. Okay, because now I have Memory Lapse up. And now I'm going to pass the turn. And if Billy doesn't want to play Felia, that's fine with me too. What is this? Oh, unexpectedly absent for 1 on the Skull Clamp. Sure. 2 damage to any target, return a creature. So get back Shieldbreaker and kill Jacked Rabbit. Alright. I don't really mind the Skull Clamp getting tucked away here. And I'm probably going to use Memory Lapse on something here. We'll see. I mean, if Billy doesn't play anything worth lapsing, then that's fine too. And then I'm going to draw who knows what, put Lurrus into hand and go from there. All right. Getting hit for 2. I'm at 12. Billy's got 3 cards in hand. It seems like a close game, but I kind of like my position here. Wandering Emperor, main phase, huh? I think Memory Lapse on that sounds pretty good. Oh, what a draw. I'm just going to go Lingering Souls, flash it back. And then what does Wandering Emperor do? Basically nothing. What is... I guess you could make attacks here. Sure, I'll take it. I'm about to just draw a million cards off Skull Clamp. Okay. Start by attacking. Attack with these 3. And then I'm going to go Skull Clamp, equip on 1. If Billy wants to go Wandering Emperor, it can. I don't think that's going to be the case. Skull Clamp, equip again. If I find Reprieve here, it'd also be really funny. Though I actually don't even really mind the Wandering Emperor getting cast here. Because my plan is to Galvanic Discharge the Wandering Emperor itself and block maybe one of the 1/1s and take a little bit of damage here. And Billy's down to 2 cards in hand, one of which is Emperor. Like, it feels like we're doing okay. Because I can take a little bit more damage and still be okay. And then I have Oust, and then at some point a large Ballista. And Wandering Emperor -2 is fine, but all right, let's draw. Oh, there we go. All right, so let's go land. Figure of Destiny, keep up Galvanic Discharge. Pass the turn. In comes Wanderer, and I assume is going to do something. All right, and then Galvanic Discharge in response. All right, so it's one card. Well, now two once Billy draws. And a 2/2 and 2 1/1s against pretty big squad on my part. I think I just put Spirit Token on the Voldaren Epic here, take 3 down to 7. Unless I want to have a Rabbit Token in play. I guess I would rather kill the Epic here. If Billy plays a Johnny and flips it, having a red permanent plays better. I don't know. It's pretty marginal. It puts another card in the graveyard, which could be bad. Sandy has the Flage, though, so that doesn't really matter. Just thinking through a few of the different reasons, but most of it's not a big deal. I'll block Epic here. Take 3 down to 7. Billy has Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt, but can't quite kill me with those two combined. At some point, depending on how the game goes, I might also oust my own creature here, just to gain 3 life, because I think we're about to be at a spot where Billy's going to have trouble getting damage through without burn spells. So requiring like an additional burn spell could be important. Okay, we're going to go down to just one card in hand. Legion Extruder. Targeting me. That makes me feel like Billy's got a Lightning Bolt or Chain Lightning in hand. Well, but we'll see what the last card is. Oh, it's Ghostfire Slice, so I'm at 1. All right, well, I'm glad I did some blocking. I'm definitely going to blow up the Legion Extruder. I'm going to oust myself most likely. I guess here, let's go Dragon's Rage Channeler, Battle Display on Legion Extruder, Graveyard the Island, and then I'm going to attack with the Spirit Token. I think is fine. I'm gonna want to oust something here. Let's start by clamping the Spirit Token here, see what I draw. Because if I draw Mishra's Bauble, oh, third path is going to be good. If I draw Bauble, then I could also use that to ensure that Billy is not drawing something. So I don't mind letting them have a draw step. Oust is going to be the 4th type for Dragon's Rage as well. I think I'm supposed to oust. I don't know. Yeah. Oust Figure of Destiny, I guess. Graveyard the Bloodstained Mire. I go to 4. Then I go Scrapwork Mutt. No discard land. Equip Dragon's Rage Channel with Clamp and pass the turn. Because I think I'd rather block and trade there. I don't know. I guess I could have actually played Embereth over Scrapwork Mutt. Sure, yeah, that would have been a little bit better. Okay, no draw. Currency Converter. Hold. Let's go third path into Currency Converter. Surveil. Figure of Destiny. I don't think I want to draw. No, actually, with a Skull Clamp, I think it's actually fine. So then I'm going to attack, I think just for 4. Okay. Equip Skull Clamp here. I don't have a damage set. I don't need that. Equip Skull Clamp on the Scrapwork Mutt. All right, we're kind of cruising here. Obviously, if we get double burned out, then that would be pretty unfortunate. And Let's see, Staff of the Storyteller, make another token, Surveil, Graveyard the Flooded Strand, make another 1/1, make another 1/1, and let's go Skull Clamp on the Soldier token, I think, since I haven't played a land yet. Draw, and I guess I'll do another Mountain and just play Figure of Destiny just to have more creatures in play. All right. I mean, we're getting to the point where, I mean, we're just going to win actually pretty quickly here. Felia, sure, that doesn't kill me. And I think even a Bolt still doesn't quite kill me. I have 4 blockers. This is effectively 4 attackers because Felia can blink a creature. And then I block. I mean, Billy can blink out a Spirit token and force me to trade Third Path for Felia, Figure, Chump Samurai, and then Soldier trade for the Rabbit, because I'm not going to 3 against 2 Bolts in deck. Ghostfire Slice is another one to think about. And then, like, if I get to take my turn, I guess I don't have quite lethal next turn, but I could do a good amount, and I guess there's no way for me to gain life currently, but a lot has to go wrong for me to lose this given the conditions right now with Billy at no cards in hand at the start of the turn. But we'll see what happens. All right, going to combat here. No attacks. Okay, that's good news. And is Billy going to play a card? Be really helpful to know the last card there. All right, no dice. Draw. Oh, Mishra's Bauble. What a great draw. Because now, besides the fact that it lets me surveil and makes a token, which then puts a counter on the staff, which is not going to matter, I get to Bauble Billy and see Plains on top. Okay. And I think Walking Ballista, X equals 3. No, I'll make it X equals 4. Sounds pretty good. And let's go. I'm going to kill the Phalia at some point. I think given that Billy's got Plains in hand, I guess I'll leave the Spirit token back. I have lethal next turn, so I really don't need to. And Billy's drawing a Plains. If Billy had like Winds of Abandon or something, would have already cast it. I feel like this should be a dub. Oh, Reprieve's a funny card to draw. I guess I could have left 1 more mana up, but I mean, this should be enough unless the card last turn was something awesome. Does not appear it was. All right, going to game 3. Yeah, I think I still do want Lurrus. Do I want Shadow Spear or Containment Priest? I don't really think so. The Shadow Spear could be kind of interesting. Problem is, if I don't stabilize, it doesn't really do much. Now, got a lot of removal. Let's see if it can show up at the right times, huh? Okay, on the draw here. I'm going to reveal Lurrus still, and no lander, sure. Mulligan this into, all right, pretty nice little hand. It's even got Scrapwork Mutt, discarding Lingering Souls, perhaps. I'm going to keep this, and you know what? I'm going to put Lotus Petal back. I just don't want to end up in a spot where I sack Petal and have trouble casting spells from there on out. Oh, wow. All right. Skull Clamp was just the whole game last time. That was a good draw. Billy, I have the Abrade and the Embereth Shieldbreaker. I don't think Billy has a Fiery Confluence. Like, gives us a pretty good chance of getting to do some good Skull Clamping. Okay, Robber's annoying. Exiled Mind Collapse. All right, that would not have been a good card to draw here, so I don't mind too much. So I could Scrapwork Mutt, or I could Prismatic Ending. I think I would just Prismatic Ending. I feel like Scrapwork Mutt getting bolted is a way to lose this game, and if I trade a Scrapwork Mutt, I have nothing to Skull Clamp anyway. Well, no, I have the Lingering Souls. It just seems safer to do this. Well, I'm glad I did. Gut is pretty annoying. I'm going to pass and Reprieve or Memory Lapse here. Let's Memory Lapse If Billy has 2 plays, that's going to be so annoying. Okay. Whew. Didn't have a second play. Unfortunately, that does mean that next turn I'm not going to be able to stop the Guide of Souls. I could play Lingering Souls and then double block the gut. Yeah, I think I play... Or I could play... Actually, you know what? I'm going to pay 2 life. I'm going to play Scrapwork Mutt. I'm just not going to discard because I think casting Lingering Souls is still going to be great. I'm going to let the Guide of Souls resolve. And I will trade Scrapwork Mutt for Gut here if I can. If Billy has a removal spell then that I can't reprieve, then you know what? That's bad. But if I can trade off for Gut here, I actually feel like I could win this game. All right. Land would still be good. Well, that wasn't a land, but Lingering Souls is pretty strong. I think I'm just going to play Lingering Souls and pass and try to double block. Billy didn't play a removal spell last turn. Would have definitely played Bolt or Chain Lightning if, or Ghostfire Slice, any of those. Okay, 1 card in hand. Please don't be a kill spell. Only because Billy has so much burn am I offering this trade. Maybe it's a mistake. I could have clamped to try to draw a red source. I just feel like with flashing back Lingering Souls and clamping, I'm in such good shape. Oh my god, what is this? Oh, Pyrokinesis is the card. Okay. All right. No cards in hand? I feel like this is going okay. Let's flashback Souls. This time I am going to start clamping. Really would like to find a red source. All right, clamp again. All right, Billy's got no cards in hand. No burn spell, no haster. I go to 2, which obviously makes me pretty scared for the future, but Billy still has no cards in hand. All right. I need to get Lurrus, I think, is actually what I need to do. And play a Ballista for 1. And leave up Galvanic Discharge. All right, pass the turn. Did Billy draw something here? Hopefully not. Oh, Felia. Look at you. All right. Nug. That was a really good draw for Billy. Unfortunately for Billy, that's not quite enough. Luckily, I had the Galvanic Discharge at the ready. All right, Billy's got 2 draw steps to draw a burn. Or a haste. 1 draw step to draw a haster. Okay, no plays. I have a reprieve here as well. Just lands are good. Well, it's not the ideal land. All right, Lurrus. Mountain. Grim Lavamancer. What is this? What did Billy draw? Oh, Unexpectedly Absent? Sure. Okay, that's acceptable. I think I'm going to go to 1 here. I have 1 more mountain to get. Oh, I have Volcanic as well. I might as well just get Volcanic. I'm going to reprieve the Absent. Grim comes down, and then I've got to use all my mana. I'm going to Skull Clamp the Grim. I think that's fine. Pass the turn. Billy gets to Absent again. Hopefully it doesn't just bolt me. Hopefully this is just Unexpectedly Absent. I've already used my Memory Lapse. Okay, tap land, sure. So I could draw step K command that doesn't stop Ghostfire Blade or Lightning Bolt. It will stop Chain Lightning. I need to find Lurrus. If I can gain some life, unfortunately Ghostfire means I kind of need to gain 4 life. But if I can gain some life, then that'd be good. Billy's actually got an interesting play here. Do you wait on using Unexpectedly Absent to get Lurrus even deeper? Like draw step maybe? The downside is if I have a counterspell, it works out really, really poorly. I can draw a lot of cards between Staff and Skull Clamp, though. Okay, looking at my deck, what else do I have when it comes to life gain? Just the Oust and the Lurrus. Okay. I think that's correct, yeah. All right, looks like Lurrus is X equals 4, so it's the 5th card down. So it's basically card number 13. Okay, draw. Mishra's Bauble would also have been really nice to, I mean, I could still draw it, because if I can see what the top card is of Billy's deck, then I actually have a ton of information as to how I want to play this. So I think since I am going to be doing some clamping anyway, I might as well start by doing that. Okay, and I don't really have, I don't have much blue left. I just have Iteration and Third Path here. Oust. Okay. Draw. Okay, so I guess what I'm going to do then is go Figure of Destiny, draw step, target player discards a card, return target creature. I'll get back Walking Ballista, I think, and make Billy discard. Please don't burn me. Okay, discard a Plains. That didn't do much. Draw. So now we get to go Lurrus, replay Grim, Skull Clamp the Grim. I really just want to find Mishra's Bauble. The reason I want to find Bauble so badly is I want to know if I need to oust myself. And I won't know that unless I draw Bauble. If I end up not being able to, that's fine too. But I would like to get to do that. All right, and so here's the question: do I oust? Do I play around? Like, how do I play around like Laelia, for example? I don't think I'm attacking with Colonnade next turn anyway. I think I'm going to cast... I still have a Braid in my deck. All right, I'm going to cast Embereth Shieldbreaker. I think I'm going to oust it. All right. Let's see. This is worse against Laelia, better against the 2 bolts. Ghostfire Blade kills me either way. Land? Oh, okay. Okay. Now we're talking. Let's Skull Clamp the Lurrus. What a grind. I love playing Lurrus decks. It's so fun. I feel pretty good now. Let's Iteration. Okay, put Shieldbreaker in hand, Spiral Bluff on the bottom, exile Bauble. I have 7 cards left in my deck. That's fine. Bauble you. Drawing Seasoned Pyro? Wow, that's a good draw. Okay. I want to play Colonnade. I mean, Figure I can attack for like 1,000,000 next turn, so it seems pretty good to cast Figure. And then, so if I want 1, 2, 4, I could play Ballista for 4 the next turn, Pump Figure. No, I'm 1 short, so I can play Ballista for 2 then, I guess. Or 1. Maybe I just don't need to play Ballista then next turn. Let's just cast... Actually, instead of casting Embereth Shieldbreaker, I could Scrapwork Mutt. I'm just trying to think of the safest way to go about this. 7 cards. He's going to draw. I don't want to play the Shield Breaker. I would like to keep Battle Display as an option. Scrapbrook Mutt lets me currency convert, but not in like that useful of a way. I kind of just want to pump the figure a bunch, so I think I'm just going to keep my mana up to do that. Draw off Bauble. Okay. Pyro into 2 cards. Let's hope they're nothing too fantastic. I mean, we'll see. I've got Currency Converter to use. I've got a Colonnade that can maybe attack. Figure is just going to become an 8/8 in pretty short order. And I get to attack with Lurrus and gain some more life potentially. Like what I might end up doing here is going Ballista for 1, 2, 3, 4, like for 5 or something like that. And then nugging the Pyromancer. No plays. Okay. No, I'm going to tap out, so make figure a 2/2. Make figure a 4/4. If Billy wants to bolt or Ghostfire Blade the figure at this point in time, then I'm okay with that. What if Billy drew Bolt Ghostfire Blade? I'm at 8 because of that Skull Clamp equip, and now just kills Lurrus, kills figure. No, Solitude. Okay. I'm fine with that. Solitude the figure. Oh, okay. I don't think that's quite going to do it, but it's not nothing. All right, land. X equals 4. X equals 5. Ballista for X equals 5. Shoot Solitude. Shoot Solitude. Shoot Pyro. Shoot Pyro. Play Grim Lavamancer. Send for 4. I'm at 14 now, so I can't really get burned out. Honestly, Billy's plan now is to try to deck me, which I don't think is going to be very easy to do given what I've got. I mean, I'm not going to equip Skull Clamp on anyone anymore. Like if you kill Lurrus, then I have to draw 2 cards, but I don't have to equip Clamp after this. And I've got a Colonnade coming in. All right, there's the Extruder. Kill Lurrus, I go to 3 cards in deck. Yeah, I think I should. I think this shouldn't be too bad. Billy can make 2 1/1s with the Seasoned Pyro, but I feel like I've got sufficient amount of action here. Hold on. Okay, let's animate the Colonnade. I'm just going to send in for 4. I mean, if Colonnade gets killed with a Ghostfire Slice here, maybe that's something. I still don't think that's quite going to be enough. If Billy has like a sweeper or something, that's obviously a different story, but haven't really seen that. Parallax Wave, I guess, would be kind of the thing we'd be worried about. All right, Iconoclast, and I'm going to leave this on top, whatever it is. A Braid, yeah, I'll put that one on top. Do I want to kill a Legion Extruder? I actually don't even think I need to. I think I'd rather have mana to use Ballista here. Make 2 1/1s end of turn. I'm okay with that. All right. I'm at 14. I've got, I mean, Colonnade plus Burn is definitely enough to win this game. Dragon's Rage is going to do some damage. All right. Exile, Reprieve, Bloodstained Mire, whatever. And I'm going to put a counter on the Ballista. Basically, I'm sacking Lotus Petal to get 4 mana when I do this. Draw. I mean, this is enough mana to pretty easily win via burn anyways. And then now I get to send with my flyers. And I think this will do it. I mean, we'll see, but oh, what a match. That was a grind. I have 5 points of burn at instant speed with Ballista. Wandering Emperor. Okay. Exile the Dragon's Rage Channeler. All right. Whew. There we go. Wow, that was a match. That was a lot of fun. Really, really razor thin margins, and 1-1 now with Lurrus doing its thing. Also, it feels good to like pass a red-white deck, draft a red-white deck, then beat the red-white deck you passed to, though Billa's deck looked awesome, so I didn't really think I hurt him too much in that regard. All right, on to round 3. Let's do it. All right, before we play round 3, I want to watch game 3. This is Slacks, my teammate on the bottom with the blue-green deck. Battling against Frost, who is on the opposing team, of course. They're in game 3. It's basically blue-green Nadu against a kind of black removal deck, blue-black. And I think it's going to be a pretty good game because I caught the end of game 2 and it was pretty good. So let's see how this goes. Frost is on the play here with a Rafine's Tower. All right. And let's see what Slacks. This is Jesse Hampton. In case I'm going to call them Slacks and Jesse interchangeably if you haven't watched the channel before. All right, turn 1 Fabled Passage, go. Oh, this is some pretty advanced play by Jesse. He cracks it immediately so he can just auto pass. Really smart. Turn 2 Emperor of Bones. Oh, he got demolished by cracking Passage early. The Emperor gets to exile it for free. Jesse actually ended up cutting the land stuff, the Ramanat fastball stuff, and just kind of leaning into Nadu at the end. So getting Fabled Passage exiled, it's not so bad. Okay, turn 2 Paradise Druid. Battling Emperor of Bones. Can't really block because of the adapt. The Emperor is not doing anything too threatening this instant, but it's a pretty annoying card to see on the other side of the table because Jesse has an Uro in the deck, and Emperor of Bones, pretty great against Uro. All right, Emperor of Bones goes to combat, doesn't have anything to exile. And, I mean, you got to attack here. It's kind of a free attack. This is why you need Invigorate in the cube. Oh, Jesse's snapping the block. Interesting. What is going on here? Okay. So the Paradise Druid dies. The Emperor gets pumped, but now I guess doesn't get to put anything into play. Here comes a bird. Interesting. Into Greaves, into equip Greaves on the bird. Nice. So basically, that block forced Frost to use their mana on turn 3, though getting to play a tap land after was a pretty nice way to fill out the curve. And also means Emperor can't bring anything else back. So that's not nothing. And if Jesse's got a really land-heavy hand, I mean, the birds could imply that as well. Maybe that's reasonable. I generally trust Jesse's judgment. He's very, very good at Magic. So when he does something like that, I'm sure he's thought through all the reasons. Oh, Dark Ritual? Okay. Into Cycle Lorien revealed. Okay. Into like a Harvester of Misery, perhaps. I mean, that is a card in Frost's deck. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Enough mana to do that. It seems like what it's going to be. Or Mind Twist. Oh, I did not expect the double splashed 4th year Lingus. Okay. Cool. That's a big game. Okay. Slam for 10. Unfortunately, I think Jesse's gonna be toast here unless he's got Nadu and Frost doesn't have Snuff Out. But Nadu here could actually be sick. Oh. Nissa. Oh, Nissa's kind of interesting. Can go steal the Monarch here. Oh, and no Snuff Out. Okay. I mean, if the Forest dies, which is pretty hard with the Greaves on, Jesse dies right straight up. Even if no removal, because that's difficult through the Greaves, as I said, still 10 points attacking. I guess what Jesse can do is block one of the Human Knights, take 8, go to 2. I kind of assume that Frost is attacking Jesse entirely because attacking Nissa does not seem like it'll work out very well here. I mean, you could attack Nissa with everything. Forest then eats a token, Nissa dies, but you don't take the Monarch back is the unfortunate part. All right, go into combat. Emperor of Bones could exile something, but doesn't really need to. The Fourth Year Lingus splash in the blue-black deck, I like it. Fourth Year Lingus is a really messed up card. The thing is, too, to kill Nissa, you do have to send literally everything at Nissa. Otherwise, the Forest can just chump the Emperor of Bones. So, all right, giving up a lot of damage to kill Nissa. Could be right. I mean, it'll depend a lot on what Frost has in hand. But this makes Jesse's block really easy. You just block the 2/2. Since you can't save Nissa anyway, you take your free eat. And I'm really hoping to see a little Nadu comboing. That would be pretty funny. All right, post-combat, what do we got? Pyrrhix. Oh, wow. I'm really surprised that Nissa was the attack. If you have a Revoker in hand. All right. I guess it makes some sense. The Nadu combo is really strong. I assume this is going to name Lightning Greaves now. Could name Forest. No, sorry, it's non-land. Just because it's animated doesn't mean you can choose it. Could name Birds of Paradise. No, it's naming Lightning Greaves. All right. That's fair. And if Frost has a follow-up, that could be a little tougher. All right, nothing else so far. Okay, Slacks takes his turn here. Does have 5 cards in hand. There are some things you could do. Let's see. All right, Verdant Catacombs into a Forest, I would assume. All right, Forest. Sylvan Safekeeper. Oh. That's a way to get the Nadu combo started. It's annoying that the Greaves are still... There are green cents for 3 to get Nadu. Okay. And you know what, Jesse, with the Sylvan Safekeeper out and having the Monarch, Jesse could kind of just pass here. How bad is that? You draw a card end of turn. And then if Emperor Bones attacks, you chump with the Forest. And if everything attacks, well, the Revoker can't. You just eat the 2 tokens and take 4 down to 5. That all seems reasonable. Maybe Jesse has something better to get than Nadu, though. Obviously, the Revoker was pretty annoying. All right. Oh, no. Fra was thinking, oh, Fire Covenant those 2 in response. All right. Interesting. I thought Jesse was searching. Okay. So Sylvan Safekeeper is going to protect itself, and I imagine not protect the birds. Wow, had Fire Covenant plus Revoker. A lot of ways to stop the Nadu combo, but look at these, the paragraph of text there. All right. Going to Sylvan Safekeeper the Nadu, hitting Risen Reef. Probably don't need to do too much more. And smash. And pass the turn. Draw another card end of turn. I mean, this is getting close. How do these attacks work out? The Monarch makes it trickier. Really don't want to block with Sylvan Safekeeper. Don't mind blocking with Nadu or Forest. I guess if Frost plays something pre-combat, that's a different thing. Emperor Bones, probably exile like Nissa or something here. Oh, birds, I guess? Sure. I mean, definitely sending with Emperor. Don't have to send with the tokens. I kind of like just sending with Emperor. I mean, it's not great either way, but sending with the 2 tokens means that the Forest and the Nadu just get to eat both knights. But I guess you get the Monarch in exchange. Otherwise, it would just be a chump. Okay, well, this looks fine. Oh. Interesting. Chumping with Sylvan Safekeeper. I guess with just 2 lands in play. Sure. That makes sense. And I think Jesse's just assuming another removal spell would just be... Well, so it goes. Because Nadu already ate a Fire Covenant here. Oh, Carnage Interpreter. Okay. Well, if Jesse has Pest Infestation, then he probably wins. He could have Force of Will here. He does have Force of Will in his deck as well. He could have forced the Fire Covenant even, but if he has it. Unless he drew it off the Monarch as well. Yeah, Pest Infestation, I assume, just wins the game. You blow up Revoker, now your Greaves are on, and you have 4 creatures that can be Nadu'd. Without Pest Infestation, it's going to get tricky. Carnage Interpreter goes pretty hard here. All right. Next turn. Jesse has land here, and I really want to see a Pest Infestation, both because I want to win, but also because I want to see Nadu combo off here. It's the Risen Reef that we knew about, sure. Risen Reef. Just drew a card, put nothing into play. Fairy Mastermind also gets to free roll off of the Monarch end of turn here. Yeah, that Revoker looks like it's kind of getting the job done. It's very unfortunate. So we're playing against Fire Covenant. I don't like that. Cryptic Coat. It's kind of annoying too. Emperor Bones. Yeah, this might be a tough matchup in round 3. Looks like my removal's like okay. And, you know, Fire Covenant's a card I can play around, though it is tricky. I kind of assume Jesse's in trouble here, though. It'll kind of depend. Can Frost empty their hand? If they didn't draw a land, well, no, it's pretty hard for Carnage Interpreter not to be a 5/5 here. Like, you had to draw like 2 6-drops or a counter spell plus some other card you didn't want to cast. That sort of thing. That seems pretty unlikely. All right. And Thieving Skydiver X equals 1? Huh. What is that? Is that just misunderstanding how expensive Greaves are, I guess? All right, well, sure. There goes a Thieving Skydiver. The Carnage Interpreter does get to attack now. I guess Jesse can take it. And maybe double block the Emperor of Bones with like Risen Reef and Forest. Or just Chump. Chumping's also really reasonable. All right. Jesse goes to 4. It's starting to become Pest Infestation or Bust. Cool game, but I think the Nadu is on its way out. Oh, Dark Confidant, sure. All right, let's go. Jesse did draw a spell off the Risen Reef. It wasn't a land. We do know that. Okay. If he slams it, if he's got it, I imagine he'll just slam it. Though I guess you could decide if you want to do it for more. I imagine you would, though. Like, land Pest Infestation X equals 2, so for 5 mana. Getting 4 1/1s would make the Nadu combo even better. Oh, this looks like it. This looks like a Pest Infestation. Oh, it's a Treachery. Not quite as good, I will say that. But not nothing. It's a start into a Pest Infestation or maybe a Fractured Identity. It's Fractured Identity. Okay, so here we go. So the Greaves Nadu's on, and Jesse has 4 creatures in play. 8 looks with Nadu. First Revoker's going to name, I don't know, Fairy Mastermind, Emperor Bones. Emperor Bones can't really do anything because it already has counters on it. It would protect you from like it getting bounced and replayed. I also don't know that you want to name Fairy Mastermind. It might be Dak Faden. Oh, Harvester of Misery. Sure, so you can't discard it and use it for 2 mana. All right, let's go. Greaves on Revoker. Oh, hitting a land to start out with is huge. I think Jesse's in good shape either way because it's pretty tough to miss too hard. But okay. Hit Force of Will. Okay. All right. Hit. Oh, Shifting Will is not bad. Hit the Pest Infestation. Okay. So Jesse has, I think, 4 looks left. No. 3 looks left, 2 looks left. But now the pest infestation plus hitting lands means he's going to be able to pest infestation here, blow up a clue. Oh, he's going to green suns for 2 instead. Oh, if Mana Dorks with Greaves also work. Bristly Bill, there we go. The full Noddying. Okay. Greaves on Forest. And then Greaves on Bristly Bill. And if it hits a land, he gets to go trigger Bristly Bill, hit Green Sun Zenith. Okay. Okay, there it goes. Hit Grist. Oh, man. Is he out of Nadus? Let's see. This is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think so. Jesse's at 4. Currently not dead with the board at hand, but obviously it is tough. So yeah, the Bristly Bill was instead of a pest infestation. Oh, Chromox. Okay. Chromox might let Jesse play a 1-drop. Exile the Grist. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Jesse does get to Force of Will here and go to 3 and still block, 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 go to 1. Let's see what Bob reveals. This is a close one. Harvester of Misery. Jesse can cast it. Or sorry, Frost can cast it, but it gets forced. Wow. Revoking Harvester actually won Jesse this game. If he wins. He might still lose, of course. But the Harvester can't be discarded to kill one of these, which means that Jesse doesn't die, because that would be uncounterable by Force of Will and remove a blocker. Let's see. So the Pest Infestation would have put 2 lands in and gotten more looks, or 2 insects in and gotten 2 more looks than the Bristly Bill for the same mana. But had Bristly Bill hit a land, that would have been an extra look, and then it kind of snowballs. So I think that the Bristly Bill was a better call, but it is funny that the Pest Infestation would have worked out much more nicely. If Frost doesn't win this turn, Jesse just wins. He's got a Jace Wielder Mysteries in his deck and can just deck himself with Nadu, play Jace, and go and win that way. So what a game. Can't tap out and cast Harvester, or otherwise you get forced. Jesse, we know, even has Uro in hand to pitch to Force of Will, so that's just straight up. Let's see, Shifting Woodland, Mox, Grist, Forest, Green Suns. All right, so these are the cards that both players know about. It's the Force, Pest, Uro, and Green Suns. Like, so you're just dead if you pass the turn. It doesn't seem like the Mastermind or the Harvester of Misery is going to do the trick, so kind of need to just crack a clue. The problem with that is if you don't have a way to win in your hand and you crack a clue, you can't draw 2 things to get past Force of Will. I think Jesse might just like barely have this. I mean, we'll see. I guess you force Bristly Bill to die, but I don't think that matters. Not with a Pest Infestation in hand. Okay. Yeah, Risen Reef gets exiled. Post-combat, the Harvester can be discarded, but that doesn't matter either, because the Nadu has the Greaves, so it's protected. Oh, no, post-combat casting it doesn't work because Jesse can just force it. So, all right. Yeah, this goes to 2. I suppose Harvester can try to pick off Nadu if... No, it doesn't work because the Greaves don't work, make it not work now. And then once you move the Greaves, Nadu doesn't have damage on it. Okay, Jesse's going to force this, I assume. It'd be really weird not to. Okay. Well, yeah, you should. It's close to having lethal with just Shifting Woodlands and the lands. Hold on. Jesse's, I'm sure, going to do the math. Okay, so if Harvester comes out, Jesse has to make Shifting Woodland, land, sorcery, creature, planeswalker. Could make Shifting Woodland into a Bristly Bill. Maybe that's going to be the play. Okay, Harvester comes into play. Like I said, I trust Jesse to have figured out that this wins the game, but we'll see. I think it should likely be good enough. Okay. Shifting Woodland. Oh, Shifting Woodland can also just turn into Nadu. Yeah, it costs a bunch more mana, but that does seem pretty good. Malevolent Rumble. Okay. Rumbling into Delighted Halfling, Tameo, Nissa. So I took a Tameo. And Shifting Woodland is about to become a Nadu. Jesse just needs one more blue source to be able to cast Jace here, I think is the idea. And then Lightning Greaves. Okay, so the Carnage Interpreter hits Displacer Kitten. Lightning Greaves hits Razorverge Thicket. Lightning Greaves. Okay, hits Island. There we go. And then just Jace. Win the game with Force of Will back up at 2 life. Really won after the Force of Will. Yeah, this is sick. This is a good game. If he's got Jace in the deck. If he doesn't have Jace in the deck, I'm not sure what's up. Okay, yeah. Jace. Mill myself. Oh, slacks. What a master. All right, time to battle Frost here. Let's see if we can... won't be as impressively done, but hopefully we can still win. All right, time for round 3. Our teams are neck and neck here, so a dub would be nice. Ooh, I like this hand. Definitely keeping this one. Most likely getting blue with this Flooded Strand. Whoa, let's not do that. I will keep this hand. But we'll see how the game develops. I would like to get a Skull Clamp into play post-haste, because playing against blue-black with a lot of removal, if I can get a Skull Clamp out, it seems like it's going to be pretty difficult for them to do too much. Please don't Spell Pierce me. God damn. I know they have Spell Pierce in their deck, but I really don't think not playing it when I have Staff of the Storyteller, Containment Priest, and Lurrus. I have a lot of ways to spend my mana. I might have to Lurrus it back at some point here. And it's still pretty good. Hopefully we're not getting Emperor of Bones here. And turn 2 Containment Priest or Staff, but Staff's kind of a better turn 3 play, because it's pretty nice to be able to play and use Staff. And then the longer I can wait to crack Flooded Strand, the better, because I don't know if I want to get blue or black mana yet. Blue's more likely, but I've got a black card and a flashback, so. All right, Caracas is pretty annoying too, to be honest. Land. I'm just going to pass the turn here, I think. No reason to spend mana, I hope. Okay, good. No Fairy Mastermind. I even have the Galvanic Discharge, but I just don't need to do that. Cryptic Coat. Oh. You want to see something fun? Cryptic Coat does not make a token with Containment Priest in play. I would consider that extremely fun. Let's Staff and Smash. All right, well, that was nice. That was a nice little exchange here. They basically wasted 3 mana. Like, yeah, the coat can come back and, make a token later. But that was definitely... That made up for the Spell Pierce play. Like, when they Spell Pierce Skull Clamp, it's like advantage them. They don't have any black mana, by the way. Getting to Nug Cryptic Coat with Containment Priest definitely advantage me. Is this 4th Earlingus? All right, bold, but fair. I just don't think it's going to work out that well. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if you've got no black mana, then, that's one thing. You might as well cast. If your hand has 3 more black cards, I would just do the same thing. But I actually don't find this to be too bad. because, oh, memory lapse too. Let's go land. I'm going to wait on the memory lapse, I think. I'm going to send, just play Lingering Souls here. And draw. Well, I've drawn a lot of lands, but I feel like I'll be drawing enough cards that'll even out soon enough. Next turn, I can hold up Memory Lapse plus Flashback, Lingering Souls, and even use Staff of the Storyteller. And then here, I'm going to bolt, double block, and then bolt will be my plan. Caracas to bounce my Lurrus is pretty annoying, but I can live with that. All right. Sending in the clowns, huh? Well, I think I'm going to discharge here first, because if I block first and I discharge and they counterspell it, I wish I hadn't blocked, because I'm only doing this to stop Monarch. If I block and then they... Normally you'd want to block first and then cast the removal, but because their thing has trample, if they have removal, it's going to work either way. All right, they did not have removal, so I remain the Monarch. I still have control. Let's see if they drew a swamp in their 2 draw steps. Perhaps not. Dak Faden? Okay, they can steal Staff of the Storyteller. I don't think that was going to do the job. Now they're discarding 2. They've got to find black mana now, I would imagine. Next turn, well, I'm going to attack Dak for 3 so it can't steal anything. And then Flashback Souls, and then have Lapse up. And they're going to need some combination of like Snuff Out or draw to draw. Like if they play a Black Source this turn and next turn, like they're going to need to play a lot of spells in quick succession, given how far ahead I am. Because right now, I have the Monarch. They discarded Dark Ritual? Wow. I'm legitimately shocked by that. I just have the Monarch and I have 2 creatures in play, so like discarding Dark Ritual, I mean, who knows what's in their hand, but that feels like one of the ways they're gonna be able to come back here. Pay the life, Flashback, Lingering Souls. And if they counter this, I'm gonna remand or Memory Lapse, but luckily they didn't. If they don't spend their mana end of turn, this seems like it's gonna be pretty hard. I mean, Fairy Mastermind, I guess, is the play here, maybe, and they draw a card off it. They draw a Staff of the Storyteller, see if I have a different option. Bum, 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 bum. I'm going to allow it. They get to draw an extra card. That is fine. Oh, no, they don't. Because I used Staff in response. Wow, I'm a genius. I didn't draw my second card. I just drew my third card. Wow, that worked out really nicely. And then now I can still Memory Lapse, and I've got 2 blockers to stop them from getting the Monarch here, my 2 flying blockers. Currency Converter will help me filter through some of these lands. Yeah, we're doing pretty well. I told you the 4th Year Lingus wasn't going to work out that well. Again, I'm not saying they made a mistake by playing it. If they're stuck without black mana, they way better to play it than to just do nothing and just get beaten down. But I felt like between the Galvanic Discharge and the Spirit Token off the staff, I was going to do a pretty good job of, keeping the Monarch, and so far I have. Next turn, Dak, sure. Oh, they're Dacking me? It's kind of a crazy play to make, but okay. I mean, I get it because it triggers the Fairy Mastermind, but I guess if their hand is really good, they would rather just draw 1. But I got to loot away 2 lands. That is pretty good for me. I really don't want to use this Memory Lapse unless it's something pretty good. Deep Cavern Bat, I guess, will open the door for it anyway, so let's just Memory Lapse it. I mean, that's a discard spell, so I don't really feel like I get much benefit out of not doing that. I might oust the Fairy Mastermind. It seems like a pretty reasonable play. No, Prismatic Ending. That's kind of nice too. Let's just Prismatic ending the Fairy Mastermind. Save the Oust to cast later. And I think I'm going to make my attacks before deciding what else to do. Let's see. I'm just going to attack Dak for 2 here. And attack my opponent for 4. Or 3, rather. Okay, Mire. Let's crack the Mire. I don't really have any ways to care about shuffling or whatever. Use the staff now, I think. In case I want to do something different. Oh, I do actually. Third path into currency converter. I also don't care that much about them. Like if they played Fire Covenant here, that wouldn't really bother me too much. They're going to bounce Coat. Oh, they have Malcolm. Okay. They have another flyer. So now they can actually take back the Monarch. They could have saved Dak, but you know, that's fine. I can live with that. They can't really cheat anything into play thanks to Containment Priest. They get to draw a card here. And, well, they get to loot here and then end of turn draw a card with Monarch, but unless they play a sweeper, I should be able to take it back fairly easily. Embereth, Shieldbreaker, that Cryptic Coat too. Discard, yeah, Dark Confidant doesn't look like it'll do too much. I guess they could go like Swamp Harvester, kill everything, including their own Malcolm. Oh, they just did nothing? Okay. Oh, K-Command was nice. All right, let's, they have Subtlety in their deck. Yeah, all right, I'm in for that. I'm in to get Subtletied. I'm just going to attack with everything. I'm not that worried about their Malcolm. I think there's a pretty good chance I pick their Malcolm up with a Cryptic Command. Okay, they just go to 4. Interesting. Okay. I'm at 11. They're at 4. They could also have Subtlety. Let's draw a staff first. Play a land. I'm gonna battle display the Cryptic Coat because it makes a token, and if they wanna save it, they have to spend mana, and if they don't spend mana to save it, they just have Subtlety in hand. So either way, I'm fine with that. And then I could cast, yeah. All right, I was going to say I could cast Shieldbreaker and all that. Don't want Thalia, don't want Mind Collapse. I want Fury, but Mind Collapse, it kills Harvester, it kills Emperor of Bones, could kill Dakvaden. Yeah, that's probably okay. Grim looks okay. Their Harvester is going to be really good against me no matter what. Do I want Embereth Shieldbreaker? Really just saw Cryptic Coat, and that's not even the best to do it with. I think I'm good just to send it this way. All right, I would still like to reveal Lurrus. Up a game here. I like this draw. This is a pretty good draw. I can go get Godless Shrine and then just have Tron. Black, white, blue, red. And I've got some good interaction. That Containment Priest was sick last game. Got the Memory Lapse. Oust is not the best card in this matchup, to be honest, but I think it's still fine. They just have a lot of instant speed creatures, which doesn't line up. You don't play your Oust, they have nothing in play. End of turn, they play it, you wasted your mana, all that. Converter would be a really nice draw of the currency variety. I'm just going to play Flooded Strand because at this point, I'm pretty sure 100% sure I just want Godless Shrine. As far as I know, I'm not playing against like Waste or Strip. I don't really want to draw planes all that much. So I think I'd rather do this. This is a bat. Oh, Emperor of Bones. Yeah, that's actually a good Oust target. I'm not going to do it turn 2 because I would like to do it turn 3. Oh, Stoneforge Mystic, huh? let's just keep up Containment Priest. I'm pretty far away from using Skull Clamp. Containment Priest, if I get to Containment Priest a Cryptic Code again, that would be truly delightful. Okay, let Emperor of Bones do their thing. Take 2. And end of turn, Containment Priest. If I draw Plains, I can go Stoneforge plus Oust. If I don't, I can still go Ballista plus Oust. Or I could do K Command. I don't know. It'll kind of depend on what they do. My guess is I don't get to snipe the Cryptic Coat again, but it would be funny if they had it. The reason I played it this way is if that was their 3-drop, they just get completely messed up here. So it's nice to be able to keep that option open. And I wonder if they have Coat in a land, but they decide maybe they don't want to play the Coat, and now they're just going to play a tap land and pass or something like that. Who knows? Oh, Cycle Lorien revealed. Sure. Okay, that's a completely different play. Into Thundering Falls. Okay. No, they didn't do anything on this turn. That's fine with me. And if they put a big creature in the graveyard, that's a different story with Emperor as well, of course. I haven't seen too much like actual reanimate stuff. It more seemed like a blue-black value deck. Okay, well, I'm going to play Containment Priest. Plains is nice. All right, let's attack with the Containment Priest first. And I'm going to oust first so I don't get spell pierced here. And I think it's worth ousting. You also want to oust this thing before it uses its ability so they don't get like two goes at it. They could spell pierce here. I would pay. Okay, and then I'll play Stoneforge. Go get Skull Clamp, which I still think will be pretty good, even though I did get countered the first time. They could Subtlety my Stoneforge. I would just choose for them to do that. Like if I had the option to have them Subtlety right now, I would definitely take it. I don't mind waiting a turn on Stoneforge and they'd be down 2 cards. Well, really down 1 card, but I'm fine drawing Stoneforge next turn, so. I think there's a chance they have that Subtlety, and I think there's a chance they have Spell Pierce. And by chance, obviously, I mean, obviously there is a chance they have those. I mean, like, I think it is now more likely that they have Spell Pierce and Subtlety in hand than before. Though, they are also just kind of thinking after every play, so I can't read too much into it. I'm not operating with the assumption they do have these cards, but I think it is more likely. Their top card right now is Emperor of Bones, by the way. Let's see what they've got. They got all their colors. They could 4th the Arlingus again. That also might work out in a not ideal fashion. I mean, who knows? If they Dark Ritual 4th the Arlingus, I'm probably dead. That much is true. All right, here comes Deep Cavern Bat. Oh, that doesn't matter. That's actually like the downside is they now know what's in my hand, but I feel like they have to take Ballista, which leaves me with Skull Clamp, Memory Lapse, and the K command that can kill the bat. And if they don't take Ballista, I'll probably just play a Ballista for 2 next turn. So Deep Cavern Bat is not so bad. Obviously, we'll see what else they have, and maybe they have like a Counterspell or a Spell Pierce that can combine well with the bat, but this looks pretty good to me. Next turn, let's say they take Ballista. I might go like Clamp Equip. Pass. No, because there's no reason to tap out of K Command. I could just K Command, but I don't really need to K Command the bat that badly. Yeah, we'll see. All right. Yeah, Ballista. Oh, and no 3rd land. That Oust was sick. Okay. They're not drawing a land next turn. Oh. Oh, that's really funny. Let's send for 3, or actually, let's just send for 2. This way I get to use my mana to put a Skull Clamp into play regardless of what else happens. And I think I'll just pass. I don't really need to do anything. I will even, and I know they're drawing the Emperor. So I think if they play, so if they attack with the bat, how much do I need to do this now? I really value them not knowing I have a Braid. I'm likely going to Abrade the bat end of turn, but I can take one, and maybe they'll leave mana up for something. It also lets me... Oh, the Stoneforge is so good here. I think that they have Spell Pierce. I'm going to strive to play around Spell Pierce to the extent that I can. Because look, now I can go Abrade. Deal 3 to your bat. You can't Spell Pierce it. Because I could just pay. Then I use my mana on Stoneforge. One of the things I like about the Lurrus decks is you end up with so much information known on both sides between hand disruption, Lurrus putting a card into hand, like all of the things, you know, they know I have Skull Clamp because of the Stoneforge and all that, or I guess the bat also does it. It just ends up, you just play these long games, that's part of what Lurrus does, and you end up in a spot where it's really hard for your opponents. Like, you both get to know everything, and that I think I love playing games like that. All right, so here, I'm just going to start by playing a Ballista for 2. Look, if they mana drain me here, yeah, that's going to suck. But I think there's a chance they had, like, Malcolm or Fairy Mastermind, and they wanted, and Spell Pierce, and they wanted to leave up the instant creature and maybe bait me into like trying to K-command and they Spell Pierce it. Now I'm going to play Ballista. It blanks Fairy Mastermind or Malcolm if that's what they have. I mean, I know they have Emperor in hand. And basically, here's the way I break it down. I know they have Emperor in hand and they chose not to cast it. I know they have no more lands. They have 5 spells plus Emperor. I've gotten the feeling they have Spell Pierce, just, again, not, I would put it at like 60%, not 90%. Just because I feel like they haven't had an opportunity to use it. They kept up this Rafine's Tower a bunch, which could just be because of how they're curved. They had Spell Pierce and Subtlety. I was just going to say, I think they have Subtlety also. All right, I will allow that. I'll put this on top. And do I want to trade either of these for Fairy Mastermind or Malcolm? I don't. I'm just going to wait a turn because the Ballista just eats them so nicely. All right, there goes the Fairy Mastermind. And they have Emperor of Bones still in hand. So now they have Emperor and Unknowns. They're hoping to draw land, I would assume. Yep, there's that Spell Pierce. I knew it. I convinced them they weren't going to get to Spell Pierce me. And I didn't really want to trade. I guess I could have attacked with like Stoneforge Mystic. I probably should have attacked with that. But drawing Ballista next turn is going to be nice. Also, if they play Emperor of Bones here, it doesn't even really do that much. And I can Prismatic Ending it at some point. And then grind them out with this Skull Clamp or Lurrus. Just right, have them right where I want them. All right, what is this? This is not Emperor Bones. Dak Faden. Oh, gonna steal the Skull Clamp. Okay, but no land. All right, well, this is, I think, still pretty great for me. Let's go attack Dak, attack my opponent. Didn't get Snuff Out. Id. Play a Ballista for 2. Ping the Fairy Mastermind. Pass the turn. If they go Emperor equip Skull Clamp, I'm then just going to Prismatic Ending the Emperor. And at some point I'll K-command the Skull Clamp, but it doesn't look like they're going to have much of an opportunity to use it here. This will be the Emperor, I think. I mean, if they had a Fire Covenant or something, they could play that. It hasn't seemed like they've had that. Oh, Hymn to Turok. Leaving K-command. Okay. That was pretty good. They got me pretty nicely there. Oh, Dragon's Rage Channeler? What a nice draw. Send for 4. I have K-command. I'm just going to pass here. I don't think I need to do anything. Him was pretty good. I was going to trade those cards off nicely, but I still find myself in pretty good shape. And my graveyard now is only instant and sorcery, which means it's pretty easy for creatures and artifacts to go to the graveyard. For example, if I ping with Ballista, or for a land to go to the graveyard. Because I'm going to get to go K-command, probably maybe kill Skull Clamp, you discard a card. It'll kind of depend. They have Emperor Bones and one Unknown, so I feel like I'm really far ahead here. I could Emperor in response go blow up Skull Clamp, you discard a card, but I feel like I don't need to do that right now. They can Emperor, they could exile Deep Cavern Bat or something like that. They're going to exile Subtlety. Okay, it doesn't really matter though, because with a Containment Priest in play, they can't do that. I don't know why you want to do this. Oh, I'm actually a fool. I should have killed it in response. I thought they were just trying to go for subtlety, but yeah, that was foolish. All right, whatever. Discard a card, destroy target artifact. All right, I was playing well until then. Discard, blow up Skull Clamp. I mean, I think I'm still kind of crushing, especially perfect. Land in the graveyard. Dragon's Rage Channeler has flying now. Draw. Lingering Souls. That's interesting too. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty dead. I don't know that they needed to concede exactly. Oh, Fourth Year Lingus was their last card. I didn't even notice that. All right. Whew, look at that. Got him. Let's see. So we are now 6-5 in our favor. It's all going to be up to Slacks. All right, Slacks is in like a wild game 3 with, or game 2 even, with like Fracture Identity on Vaultborn Tyrant, Shieldred triggers, 8 cards in his opponent's deck. He's got 6 cards in his deck. He's got a Bowmaster's out that if he Treachery, he's got a Shrouded Uro. I mean, things are happening. This will. Let's see if this is over quick. And what's going on next here? There's a lot of mana. Green Sun Zenith, Displacer Kitten. Displacer Kitten Treachery could steal like the Shieldred, or I guess the Bowmaster, sure. Like, it kind of doesn't matter, given that I think Jesse's just going to win based on Nadu, Greaves, and Jace here. And yeah, Slacks has a pretty sweet one. What is this that costs 1 million mana? Oh, Tameo. Tameo Treachery. Tameo Kitten Flicker Treachery. Keep stealing the Bowmasters. Untap the lands. And all right, yeah, Jesse's got this wrapped up. And so it looks... I'll let him get the win on camera, just because I think this deck is really cool. It's like a Turbo Nadu deck with pretty much like has Greaves, Safekeeper, Nadu, Green Sun, Zenith, a Jace to win the game. I mean, that is like, it's basically like a Thassa's Oracle, right? Like that is pretty good. And this Treachery Tameo loop is also looking pretty good. All right, Greaves equipping on Kitten. Exiling Force of Will. Oh, so this has to be just game now. Hit Fanatic of Ronus. I mean, it's kind of whatever. Bristly Bill. All right, casting Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. Flickering Treachery. This looks like it could just be game 1. We'll see. That Jace has a while to resolve here, given the circumstances. Takes the Shieldred now, sure. And wins the match, and that's the draft. Oh yeah, sick. That was great work by the squad. We all actually did pretty well. I think that final scores is I went 2-1, Slacks went 2-1, Quiniac went 1-2, and Sandy Dog went 2-1. 7-5 victory. This is just the archetypal Lurrus deck. It's a little different because you usually don't have like Jeskai, no black. Well, almost no black is more typical. I told you, picking up that Godless Shrine was exactly what I needed to get over the line for mana fixing. 2 on color, like pretty good fetches, like blue, white, and black, red are actually perfect for this deck. Plus a Volcanic and a Godless Shrine, a Colonnade and a Spire Bluff. So that was it. But I also was mostly white, red with 3 blue cards and 1.5 black cards. The K command did so much work. As you see, I just value having one way to get back Lurrus, and even without that, K command is just so versatile. Grim Lavamancer, I guess, had this Petal, had the Bauble. The Skull Clamp was awesome. this deck played out nicely, and I won 2 of my matches, except where I got Through the Breach, to where this deck's kind of weak to that because its counters aren't the best against like Through the Breach style stuff. So that'll do it for today. A really nice pair of wins into a winning draft. You love to see it. And you know what? I appreciate you hanging out as I Lurrus once more. I'll be back tomorrow with another draft. I'm going to play in 2 64s this week is my plan at the start of the week. You know, best laid plan of mice and men and all that. But I'll be playing one on Wednesday, one on Thursday. The video will go up like a day or two later. So be on the lookout for that. Hopefully better luck than last week. Got to play a 90-second match last week thanks to unopposing Black Lotus and Mana Vault. But let's not repeat that. In any case, that'll do it for today. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel and you won't miss a single draft.